This is round number 3 of the Rapid tournament that I played this weekend in Dubai, and I'm playing this kid. He's 1450 on paper, but he played the game, as you can see, close to 2300 level. I'm always a bit scared when I'm playing kids, because I'm thinking, okay, they're massively underrated. So I don't know exactly what to do. I played d4, and now he goes with d5. And I played the semi-Trompovsky again, trying to put him out of his preparations. Because I'm thinking, he's young, he's working the big openings, you know, the main lines, and he doesn't know this kind of openings. And also it's a little bit more quiet, you know, a little bit more strategic. As you can see, we're still in theory. Icon in brown is that it's a book move. Now he goes bishop e7, I go knight f3. He plays very fast castle, I castle as well. The arrow in yellow is the move I played, and the one in green is an alternative or a better move. For instance, he attacks my bishop, I go on h4, which is still okay, and now he tries to fix the problem of this bishop, and I go knight d2. He goes bishop b7, trying to find a good diagonal for this one. And now I take the center with, I go in the center with my knight, which Green Star will love to see it because it means best move on chess.com. What happened in this game is a little bit like what happened in the NBA when the Lakers almost beat the Nuggets, even though LeBron and Luka actually were on the sidelines. He goes knight e4, I take the bishop. Nothing too crazy until now, and now I decide to play f3. Apparently the best move was to push to f4, the pawn, and try to, you know, attack very quickly. Now he's thinking what to do with this knight that is being attacked. Yeah, knight take d2 seems to be the way. If he goes on f6, doesn't make too much sense, also because I'm gonna go g4, h4, and g5. You know, this knight here is gonna be misplaced when I push g5, so doesn't make too much sense actually to go back with your knight, I think, here. So taking on d2 seems to be the only alternative. Now playing moves like this, f3, you always have to be careful. This pawn, does this pawn actually becomes weak? It's a possibility, but right now the column being closed, I don't see how he can attack this, but we'll see later on that he's gonna create some problems because of this move. So I went f3. He's thinking, taking his time. He played the opening pretty fast. All the moves were correct until now. And I was like, 1450, right. Okay, I'm not so sure about it. What happens with kids is that they don't play tournaments too often. So that's the reason why they are underrated so much. I mean, this guy played a game that is literally like 1000 points. I mean, 900 points above his level. He goes c5. And here, he should have understood that the bishop is his problem because he doesn't have a good diagonal. And he could have played this move, bishop a6, trying to exchange my bishop. I go c3, he goes knight d7. Again, he should have exchanged the bishop against this one because this is his worst piece here on b7. Okay, so try to get rid of your bad pieces. Now I go f4, apparently the best move here, and I'm thinking, okay, how am I gonna play? I'm gonna play like this, right, on the king side, and I'm gonna try to attack. He has an issue. In his position is this bishop, and now he cannot come here anymore. The knight is not here, which means it's a little bit more difficult for him to play it. Doesn't mean much. He's gonna try to find an alternative, and for this he went knight f6. But here it was better to actually exchange the knights. You cannot really allow a knight to stay in the center of the board like this, and we will see that it creates problems. And now I go g4, and he comes on e4. Straight away I get rid of it because I'm not gonna allow actually a knight to stay on e4. He takes back, and now I play queen f2, which isn't a mistake. Apparently the computer likes this move, g5, straight away. But, you know, I didn't see exactly what happens after this. But it's true that it's opening the lines. Maybe I can have moves like this, rook g1, and having a clear attack, actually. So this was a possibility. So my move here, queen f2, preparing things to go like this is a bit slow, I would say. So I was a little bit in advance here compared to the video. In the video, I just played queen f2. And yeah, I could have played straight away. I was actually a little bit passive in this tournament just because I didn't play for like 20 years. I had a bit of, I had some emotions, I have to say, just playing competitions again. You can see it on my face. I look like basically someone died or being at a funeral. But I was just trying to not mess up and a little bit stressed out. Especially, you know, you come back after 20 years and you get crushed by a kid. So he took on d4. Obviously, I take back with this pawn. You tend to always take back with the pawn that goes towards the center like this. You try to bring your pawns towards the center so you don't take this way. You take this one and you bring it to the center. Usually is the best move. Also, it's opening the c-file. He understands this, so he brings the rook, but apparently it was better to bring the other one. I mean, this is a dilemma in chess. We never know which rook to put on open lines, honestly. Even this one was a mistake. Apparently, I should have gone king h1 and understanding that I have an attack, maybe rook g1 and g5 straight away, rather than trying to exchange pieces. And this is what I'm telling you here. I'm playing a little bit, you know, I'm a bit rusty when it comes to competitions, but you know, it's gonna come back fast. I want to play more tournaments. I'm gonna see exactly the tournaments in Dubai every weekend, you know, when I'm not working. Trying to get some international master norms again would be nice. Let's see what level I can play. Here he's really taking his time. He doesn't really know exactly what to do, just because black don't have so many moves here, because it's really hard for black to find actually a target. I don't have many weaknesses here with white. Also, this is coming pretty fast, this or this, so he has to be careful about it. So for instance, yes, he could take space on the queen side, but he has to be careful because I go like this, the rook comes here, and I have an attack. So he's really taking his time. You see he's not sure, obviously. There's this thing about Mikhail Tal. He said the day that he started playing chess better is when he understood that his opponent is as scared as him. And now suddenly he plays bishop d5. We don't really understand what it does. I mean, except it's attacking a pawn here. But to be honest, the move I play now is useful for me, even though it wasn't the best one. I should have again continued the attack on the king side. I think not having this kind of moves, queen b4 after a3, can be useful. And now he decides to attack on the queen side, and it looks like for a few moves we didn't really understand where the game was happening. And now I go with f5. So suddenly I decide to play on the king side and understand that I have an attack, but I pushed the wrong pawn. I was thinking, you know, about moves like f6 that could be dangerous, but I underestimated actually that he could take here. And the issue after taking back is that he has queen g5 check. Look, he sees it. He sees that he has... So he starts by taking rooks like this, and then he's gonna take on f5 like this, which is the best move. Taking with the queen, I don't see really what this achieves, especially he would have moves like bishop e6. Decided to take with the pawn. Now I'm threatening actually to push and break his structure, attacking both. But he has this move, queen g5 check. I go, obviously the best move, king h1, because I'm thinking that I could bring the rook here with an attack. But it doesn't do much. It doesn't do much. And look at this 1450 who is playing like... I mean, we haven't seen like a bad move until now. He's taking quite some time to think, and he's not playing like a 1450, or maybe something happened in the last 20 years. I mean, definitely he's playing like way above, because here my plan is very simple: bringing the rook here, and then the queen moves somewhere, and then I push f6. And that's the reason why he saw this, and that's the reason why he plays this move, which is f6, which is a blunder because it's gonna create all sort of problems for him. Even though he's still gonna fight, but you see how this is creating a complex of white squares that are very weak. I have this square now for the knight, but it's not that clear, because even after a move like this, attacking the queen goes to this square, and it's really hard to move the knight, because let's say you go knight g6. Now I was thinking there is queen f3 check, and if I take, pawn takes, and if the knight takes the rook, he pushes, check, sorry, the pawn is here, right? He pushes it in the variation that we just did, and with a check, and I'm dead because I have to play rook g2 and f1. Queen is mate. So that's a long variation, but that's the idea. So I really have to be careful. So you see, I mean, I take my head, you know, with the hands. It means that I saw something that is really threatening in the position. So I repeat, rook g1. If I play this, sorry, he played f6, right? So if I play rook g1, I was thinking he goes here. If I go with the knight here, attacking the rook, he goes check. And if I take, he takes with the pawn. The knight takes the rook. He pushes the pawn. I cover with the rook, which is the only move. And f1 would be checkmate. A promotion checkmate. I mean, that's pretty crazy. So I was thinking, okay, what am I going to do? And I'm spending quite some time on this. Should I move the knight first? Am I in trouble? Am I actually losing here? Well, now you know it's not the case because, well, because of this little icon. That is a blunder. But it's really, really not easy to actually find a way. I decided to go with the rook g1. And apparently the best move in this position was to put the knight here. Now, obviously, he's going to go with queen h5. So this is the variation that I just showed you. But it turns out knight g6, queen f3. I would have, obviously I don't take what I just showed you, because pawn take and then the pawn pushes. But if I go knight g6, queen f3, maybe rook g2. And the position is still okay, but I was scared that he goes rook c8, and now there is some infiltrations. It's also difficult. Not sure here, but you see that he plays, yeah, the best moves, one after the other. I'm trying to survive here, and I'm thinking, okay, so do I have something? Do I actually have something against this ugly structure? But maybe my king is weaker in this position. I don't know. It looks like it. Because when you assess a position, the first thing that really tells you if you're better or not is how safe your king is compared to the other one. Josef Dorfman, when he was training Etienne Bacrot, used to say this. Just look at the king, your king position, you know? I decided to play the knight on g4. Obviously now, thinking he cannot play a move like this, because I would just take, and that would be a fork, because of the pin. So the pawn cannot take my knight. So I was thinking, okay, so this move is fine. And now he plays obviously the best move. He saw this, so he goes here. So now he's threatening actually to enter, because I wouldn't have knight take f6. He would be simply taking back. So king h7, best move. And now I need to find something. And I'm looking at this position and I'm thinking, do I have something? Because I think I'm worse. And actually the position here, black is better. So I'm playing a 1450 who's supposed to be like 900 points below me, but I'm worse. I played the best move, which is h4, because I'm thinking, okay, I really do not like this. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to hide with my king. It's going to be useful to have the king maybe in this position. Now he plays again the best move, rook g8. He understood that I would come here and there would be some sort of shenanigan here and then taking with mate. So he goes rook g8. And it's really hard for a kid to actually play a move like this, instead of, you know, going on open files, trying to find something here or here. Instead, he plays a prophylactic move. It's really Karpov style. It's really, really nice. I go king h2. He comes back with the queen. This is a mistake. I go queen f4, trying to put pressure on h6. I try to see things there, some sort of sacrifices. I feel like I got back in the game a little bit, because I try to see some, I try to find some tactics and stuff. And especially, I mean, I don't see him like really progress much. He goes queen e7, so he just played two bad moves in a row. Now I go queen g3. He goes b4. He tries to create some counter chances on the queen side, which makes sense. I take, and he takes with the queen. So now he's attacking b2. So obviously I defend it by playing rook g2. And again, he comes back. Best move, queen b7. This kind of moves is really hard to find. I mean, it's really not easy. So I try to, you know, maneuver with my pieces, trying to mess with his head a little bit, because there is no clear attack here. So I go knight f2. Here, I try to say, okay, I'm going to come back here, and then the queen is going to come, and then the knight is going to come on h5, this kind of things. But he's not scared, because obviously by playing knight f2, he can take this pawn. But kids are fearless. They do not care about this. I mean, his king is pretty well protected until now, and I can't find a way. I mean, this bishop is not playing. But for some reason, I can't use this to my advantage, because I'm thinking, okay, I'm like playing with a piece up. This bishop doesn't do anything. He's blocked by his own pawn. I should be able to do something here, but I don't find a way to actually really break. So he's going to take this pawn, because why not? Again, the best move. I don't know how many best moves he played. I go check. Apparently, the computer likes the queen here. Yeah, because then the queen cannot come back to cover. Okay, I get it. He goes king here, which is the only move, and I go knight g4. Now the queen is attacked. It's a little bit more dangerous now, and I start to see things like, you know, maybe taking on h6 or something like this, you know. Again, he comes back, he understands, because I was threatening something like this, and he couldn't take because queen takes rook. But now the queen is protecting. He's super good at, I find, at playing prophylactic moves. I do the same thing. That was a check, so I do the same. Up, I hide with my king, and I'm hoping, I'm doing hope chess at this point, because I think my position I already messed up. Now he has actually a pass pawn, and I have to be very careful about it. In like 4 or 5 moves, I mean, this pawn, you know, it's here, and I'm in big trouble. So I need to find something on the king side, or otherwise I'm crushed, basically. He goes queen c7. He could have played queen f8, it's true, protecting the pieces a little bit better, and this is a big mistake. Big mistake, because now I want you to pause the video and try to find the winning move here for white, because finally there is something. Finally, there is a move. The brilliant move, knight take h6, finally. He takes, I take, check. Now he's gonna cover with the queen, but I can take the other pawn. The only move is to bring the rook forward, and now try to find the winning move again, because still not done, right? You going check, I mean, he can just cover with the bishop or the rook. It's still unclear here, but there is a winning move, and you had to see this before this move, right? Now I saw it, and it's rook g6, and there is no way to actually really do something here. There is no possible move to actually save the game, because if you go here to avoid this and losing the queen, if you go on g8, then you have these issues. He played bishop f7, he was low on time as well. I go rook h6, he takes, and I think falls. I think he loses on time, but yeah, the position is totally lost. But he played an amazing game, and I just found one opportunity, but otherwise, honestly, I was worse and most likely supposed to lose this game. Yeah, very nice game from him. Very nice game.